Happy New Year. Welcome to CNN Student News and our first show of 2014. My name is Carl Azus. We're starting off this January 6th program with a bang. Millions of them. Cities worldwide lit up their landmarks as the clock struck midnight January 1st. One of the most remarkable fireworks displays was in the Middle East. The United Arab Emirates has the world's tallest building, biggest shopping mall, and now the Guinness World Record for largest fireworks display. The previous record, 77,000 fireworks in just over an hour. The new one, 500,000 in who cares how long it took. Of course, some folks stayed in on New Year's, some were stuck inside or inside an airport due to winter weather, some were stuck on a ship. A group of scientists, journalists, and tourists were trapped by sea ice on a holiday cruise to Antarctica. They had plenty of food and supplies during the 10 days they were stranded, but they had to be rescued by helicopter when another ship that tried to help also got stuck in ice. How does that happen?
You'd think that because this is a glacial environment, sea ice would move at a glacial pace. Not the case. Rafts of ice move quickly, rushed over the sea by wind. They can expand and grow thicker, rise and fall with the waves beneath them. And blizzard conditions, common to Antarctica even in summer, don't help. You might remember this scene from Minnesota, when wind blew ice ashore from Mille Lacs Lake, climbing and cracking into doors and windows. Think of this same principle in a massive frigid sea, and you can see how a Russian research vessel en route to the Antarctic got trapped, how Ernest Shackleton and the Endurance were surrounded, and how that ship was eventually crushed. Even animals used to these conditions, like the trapped whales dramatized in last year's movie Big Miracle, are vulnerable.
Did you see that?
So what does it take to get through the ice and rescue whales, cruise ships, or anything else that gets stranded? Weight. Sea ice as thick as 10 feet can be broken, and the sloping hulls of some icebreakers are designed to actually wedge up on top of the ice so the heavy ship can crush down on it. The bows are also designed to then move the cracked ice to the side, plowing a path that other ships can follow, a crusty road to open water out of a frozen maze.
As many of you are getting back into the swing of school today, the U.S. Congress is getting back in session this week, getting back into the swing of making laws. The Republican Party controls the House of Representatives. The Democratic Party controls the Senate. And for most lawmakers, this is an election year, so there are a lot of challenges ahead on their to-do list.
The president's vacation is over. He faces a colder reality now, Congress.
If you're a glass half full kind of person like I am, they're the #1 most unproductive Congress in modern history.
Get ready for possible deja vu.
I wish I had a magic wand to say I know things will be better.
This year, Congress has a full plate. Right off the bat, a potentially easy one for the Senate, confirming Janet Yellen as the first woman to head the Federal Reserve. But next, a real battle over long-term unemployment benefits, both sides arguing Sunday. Even before vacation was over, President Obama pressed this weekend to extend the payments.
With regard to unemployment insurance, I've always said that I'm not opposed to unemployment insurance. I am opposed to having it without paying for it.
We have never offset emergency spending. That's foolishness. We have people that are desperate. They've been out of work for some as much as 2 years.
On January 15th, a major deadline to fund the government. A deal was reached last year, but it needs to be finalized. As early as February, a deadline to raise the debt ceiling again, with both sides already dug in.
I think that it will be harmful not just for the economy, but I think will be harmful politically if Republicans use 2014 as a year to threaten default again on the debt limit.
And an even heavier lift for a deal on immigration reform, which has escaped Congress for years.
It can't be my way or the highway on such a big issue.
Not to mention continued attempts by Republicans to change Obamacare.
This has been a failed launch, a flawed law, and it needs real change.
Don't hold your breath for all of this to be crossed off the list. According to a CNN ORC poll released last year, 2/3 of Americans called Congress the worst ever, and the midterm elections will suck up much desire this year to compromise.
These are not likely to be times of large, fruitful legislative harvest.
Time for the shout out. What factor most determines the shape of a snowflake? Is it temperature, humidity, altitude, or cloud type? You've got 3 seconds. Go! Ultimately, the temperature determines the basic shape of the ice crystal that makes up a snowflake. That's your answer, and that's your shout out.
At last night's NFL game in Wisconsin, where the Green Bay Packers hosted the San Francisco 49ers, the wind chill was forecast to hit -15, making it one of the coldest NFL games ever. The Packers were giving free hand warmers, hot chocolate, and coffee to fans. If you live in certain parts of North America and you think it's never been this cold before, you might be right. On January 2nd, the National Weather Service Key West tweeted that between International Falls, Minnesota and Key West, Florida, there was a 115-degree temperature difference. We have what a CNN meteorologist calls a polar vortex, chilling the bones of almost half the U.S. population. As that Arctic cold air mass plowed east from the Plains states to the East Coast, temperatures plunged 30 to 50 degrees below normal in some spots. The effects: traffic accidents, flight cancellations, school closings, the dangers: hypothermia, frostbite. The forecast: temperatures will be getting back to normal starting Wednesday. The western U.S. was mostly unaffected. Now for the CNN Student News Roll Call. Here's a look at some of the schools watching our show. First, from Hickory High School in Hickory, North Carolina, the Red Tornadoes. We're headed over to Kentucky next for Olmsted Academy North and the Colts. And last but not least, from Sanford High School in Sanford, Maine, the Spartans are on today's roll. Last month, hunters and farmers in Utah noticed something disturbing: dozens of bald eagles lying sick on the ground. It left officials at the Wildlife Rehabilitation Center of northern Utah scratching their heads. What was causing this? Could it be linked to a recent die-off of eared grebes, which stop at the Great Salt Lake this time of year and which eagles are known to eat?
It's very troubling.
It was a puzzling mystery.
Right now we have 27 eagles that we know have died.
Nearly 36 bald eagles dead, another 5 sick.
Lead poisoning has been definitively ruled out.
The Division of Wildlife Resources looked at every possibility.
We've been able to rule out a lot of things.
What they couldn't rule out is the West Nile virus, a virus spread by mosquitoes. But mosquitoes, this time of year?
All the signs and symptoms that we were seeing in the birds indicated something similar to West Nile, but the time of year threw that guess off.
So they kept digging and determined that the bald eagles had been scavenging on dead grebes infected with West Nile. How they got the virus in the winter is still not clear. Maybe they picked it up in another state, then migrated here to Utah. Or the grebes arrived here early, when mosquitoes were still around.
We don't think that overall the mortalities that we see will affect the overall population here in Utah or within the United States.
Although 27 dead eagles seems like a lot, wildlife bosses don't think Utah's population of bald eagles, numbering about 750 to 1,000, will be adversely affected. As for the 5 sick yet surviving birds, they are recovering.
Appear to be responding really well to treatment. Hopefully we'll be able to re-release them.
Weak story: 2 babies born in different years. Better story: they're twins. You're looking at a pair of sisters. They were born a minute apart at a hospital in Texas, but what a difference that minute made. One girl was delivered at 11:59 p.m. on December 31st, 2013. The other, 12 a.m. on January 1st, 2014. Both are healthy, though there were complications early in the pregnancy. For that reason, their mother says they'll each get their own birthday party. I'm guessing their reaction to that idea would be identical. It's a win-win for the twin. We hope you find the time to watch CNN Student News again tomorrow. We can't promise another story like that, but if we find one, it'll make us all twice as happy. Have a great day, everyone.